In June 2026, Nathan Brooks joined an international marine archaeology expedition exploring the North Atlantic Ocean. Their mission was simple: to locate and document historical shipwrecks hidden beneath the sea. Nathan had spent most of his career studying forgotten stories buried beneath thousands of meters of water. Unlike treasure hunters, he was interested only in history and the mysteries time had left behind. 3 weeks into the expedition, their research vessel detected something unusual. At a depth of almost 400 meters, the sonar revealed the outline of an enormous shipwreck. No records mentioned any vessel having sunk within that area of the ocean. Yet there it was, perfectly preserved. The ship appeared far too large to have remained undiscovered for so many years. When the remotely operated underwater vehicle finally reached it, silence filled the control room. The wooden hull showed almost no signs of decay. Its windows remained intact. Even stranger, every lantern hanging upon its exterior appeared untouched by time itself. There was something unsettling about the vessel. It looked abandoned, not destroyed. No visible damage suggested why it had sunk. It simply rested there as though patiently waiting to be found. Carved upon a metal plate near the bow were 3 unfamiliar words: "The Returning Star." Nathan immediately searched every available maritime archive. Nothing. No ship by that name had ever existed. No construction records could be found. No insurance documents. No passenger lists. It was as though the vessel had never belonged to history at all. Late that evening, the expedition captain quietly approached Nathan and handed him an old newspaper clipping recently discovered among several maritime archives. Nathan immediately felt his blood run cold. The newspaper article had been published almost 100 years earlier. Its title simply read, "The Returning Star will sink tomorrow." According to the article, the ship's disappearance had been predicted 24 hours before it happened. Yet the strangest detail was still to come. The date printed upon the newspaper had not yet arrived. It was tomorrow's date. Impossible. The article appeared almost 1 century old, and yet somehow it described an event that, according to its date, had not happened yet. Unable to explain what he was reading, Nathan returned to the control room shortly before midnight. The underwater cameras remained focused upon the mysterious vessel. For several moments, everything appeared perfectly normal. Then one of the researchers quietly whispered, "Nathan, where did the lights come from?" Far below the ocean's surface, the lanterns hanging upon the ancient ship had begun glowing softly one by one. And for the very first time since discovering the mysterious vessel, someone was standing upon its deck, watching them. Nathan couldn't explain what he had seen. The figure standing on the deck of the Returning Star should not have existed. Yet every monitor aboard the research vessel showed the same image. No one spoke. The expedition captain ordered the underwater vehicle to move closer to the wreck. As the cameras approached, the mysterious figure slowly turned toward them. He wore a dark captain's coat with polished brass buttons that reflected the faint glow of the ship's lanterns. Then he quietly raised one hand and pointed toward the stern. Nathan guided the cameras in that direction. Carved into the weathered wood were 6 simple words: "Leave before the tide returns." Before anyone could react, every screen suddenly went black. For 12 seconds, the control room remained silent. When the image returned, the figure had vanished. Only an old brass compass rested on the deck. The underwater vehicle moved closer. An inscription surrounded the compass: "Not every voyage reaches tomorrow." Nathan ordered the robotic arm to retrieve it. Just as it touched the compass, the ship's lanterns lit up all at once. A low metallic sound echoed through the speakers. Then the robotic arm stopped responding. Every system on the underwater vehicle froze. After a few seconds, power returned. The compass was gone. Nothing remained where it had been. Later that evening, the crew searched maritime archives again. Only one document mentioned the Returning Star. It was the diary of a sailor written in 1874. One sentence had been underlined: "If you ever find her again, don't follow the lights." Nathan looked back at the live camera feed. The lanterns were glowing brighter than before. Then a cabin door slowly opened. Instead of darkness, a warm golden light filled the doorway. For a brief moment, someone could be seen standing inside. The same captain. He wasn't looking at the cameras. He was looking toward the open ocean. Then he slowly lifted one arm and pointed into the darkness beyond the wreck. The sonar immediately detected another object moving toward the ship. It was enormous, and it hadn't been there a few seconds earlier. Nathan stared at the sonar display. The unknown object was moving slowly toward the returning star. No one on the research vessel could identify it. It was too large to be another ship, too smooth to be a rock formation. Within minutes, it disappeared from the sonar as suddenly as it had appeared. The underwater cameras remained fixed on the wreck. The captain was still standing on the deck. He hadn't moved. Then, for the first time, he looked directly into the camera. Slowly, he removed his hat and bowed his head. At that exact moment, every lantern aboard the returning star went dark. The ocean became completely black. A few seconds later, the lights returned. The captain was gone. So was the ship. The cameras showed only empty seabed. The entire wreck had vanished. The crew immediately scanned the surrounding area. Nothing. No broken wood. No anchor. No trace that a ship had ever rested there. Nathan couldn't believe what he was seeing. Then the sonar operator quietly spoke. "It's behind us." The research vessel slowly turned. Less than 200 meters away, another signal appeared beneath the water. The outline was identical. The returning star had reappeared. But this time, it was moving. Not drifting with the current. Moving on its own. It continued for several minutes before fading from the sonar once again. When the expedition returned to port, Nathan searched every historical record one final time. Hidden inside an old maritime journal, he found a handwritten sentence dated 1874. "The sea never keeps her. It only borrows her." No author was listed. No explanation followed. The expedition officially reported that no shipwreck had been found in the search area. According to the final report, the sonar readings were caused by an unknown geological formation. Nathan never believed that explanation. Years later, he still studies unexplained discoveries beneath the ocean. But whenever someone mentions a missing ship, he remembers only one thing. Some wrecks are waiting to be discovered. Others are waiting to leave. And somewhere beneath the North Atlantic, the returning star may still be sailing through the darkness, waiting for the next crew to find her.